I'll be honest, there was a little bit of fear. So we had to do it via, Zoom. And right before the link came on, because we knew that we had him, right? But we didn't know that we had him. So it wasn't until right before the screen came on, I was like, is this AI? Is this another dickhead in a wig? Is this one of our producing team? Because they didn't want to tell us that they didn't actually get him. So I still don't know if we actually got him or not.
Oh, we got a lot to get through today because, babe, pop culture has exploded in the last 7 days. We are everywhere. We're going to go from K-pop demon hunters to KATSEYE to country music to Mr. Fantasy to having an interview with the people that had the best and first interview in the entire world with Mr. Fantasy. I want to know if KJ Apa broke character or not. I want to know what that interview was like when they weren't recording. And I'm going to get all of those questions asked in this episode. If you've never hung out with me before and a little bit extra, this is your place to escape the shit show that is planet Earth. Just opening a news site at the moment, everything is so jarring and so horrible. So I want this to be your positive space to have like a little bit of fun, to switch off from the bad and indulge in your guilty pleasures that are pop culture, because sometimes just getting invested in that sort of stuff is a nice little brain break. The episode is brought to you by Moody, and I so badly wanted Moody to sponsor this podcast. In fact, and this is not a word of a lie, I dove over a desk to get the attention of Moody's sales rep here at work and was like, can you please pitch my podcast to Moody? We're looking for a sponsor, because I absolutely love their products. I've used their pre and probiotic powder for about a year now. Also, I love having their pre and probiotic sodas, which are now in supermarkets. And it just... I know everybody's obsessed with gut health, but it genuinely makes such a huge difference when you're getting a powerful probiotic and prebiotic into you, and this is what you can get with Moody. Also, my mother-in-law just came and stayed last week, and she is every single night having the Moody hot chocolate. She never sleeps. Like, she has the worst sleeps, and she reckons that she now gets a decent sleep ever since she's been taking that hot chocolate. So I don't know, if you want a professional opinion from one of the worst sleepers ever, there it is, right there. But if you want to look after your gut health, Moody has got you covered, so you should definitely check them out. Into our pop culture wrap this week. Our person or people of the week in pop culture have to be KATSEYE. Now, a lot of people think that KATSEYE are a K-pop group. They're actually a global girl group because all of the members come from different cultural backgrounds, and they've come together to make this incredible super group after a series called Dream Academy, which it was on YouTube and stuff like that. And the world is going nuts for them. Not just fans, but also celebrities. Last week at the MTV VMAs, everybody wanted to meet KATSEYE. They wanted to get photos with them. The big stars, and even stars from New Zealand. There was an update on Instagram from Benny, who was there, and she got to meet KATSEYE and was absolutely stoked. And also, can I just give props to Benny, because she absolutely slayed the red carpet at the MTV. But what I love about KATSEYE, not only are they incredibly talented, they were so genuine and excited to be at the VMAs, but I love their sass. Because after the MTV VMAs, Manon, one of the members of KATSEYE, was going to an after party, and there was a photo taken of her and the Kid Laroi walking, just the two of them. So straight away, the media just blows up and is like, KATSEYE's Manon is dating the Kid Laroi. He's moved on from Tate McRae. But Manon then took to her social media and put it out there. Looks like I'm dating everybody I walk next to now, to shut down the rumors. And I love that she shut them down. I love the sass to it. But it's something that KATSEYE are having to get used to now. Now that they're super, super famous, people are invested so hardcore about their dating lives and things like that. And they were saying in an interview on the weekend, it's just a weird thing they have to explain to people now.
People will talk. Yeah, nothing ever comes straight from us, so people will talk.
But also, like, people make assumptions. Like, not everyone we stand next to is like our boyfriend or girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Literally, also things can be old.
Yeah. So they're not even on the right timeline.
They're not on the right timeline.
That must be the most awkward conversation. Like, hey, yeah, oh my God, I would love to catch up with you. But just so you know, it's going to be everywhere that we're dating now. It must be the most awkward conversation. Like, On a completely different scale, I recently went out for dinner with the comedian Guy Williams. He is one of my closest friends. We used to do a radio show together years ago, and we're sitting in this restaurant, and because Guy is humongous and he sticks out in a crowd, and we were eating dinner, just the two of us, catching up, deep in conversation, and people were looking at us in the weirdest way, trying to figure out if we were dating, if I was having an affair. And I even got a message from someone being like, "Are you guys a couple?" And I was like, "No, oh my God, no, we are not. We are just friends." But it's that funny thing that they must have to deal with on this completely abnormal scale. And it's kind of funny, but the good thing is KATSEYE have accepted it now.
And then also assuming things and then wanting to know so much about our sexuality and things of that nature.
Yeah. And we understand the curiosity and the admiration and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, just like everybody else, we're people with lives as well. We have KATSEYE and all of that comes with it, but we also have lives.
Our personal lives, yeah.
I love them. And if you have not done a deep dive on KATSEYE, you must. They're just phenomenal. The talent that these women have is such an exciting thing for pop music. I love seeing the girl band, boy band era really coming back strong, and they are honestly worth the deep dive. Go and check them out. Into our pop culture wrap. This week we need to go to Mr. Fantasy. Now, Mr. Fantasy is allegedly New Zealand actor KJ Upper. It's his musical persona, and I have been trying to get an interview with them. I even tagged him in our deep dive ep that we did last week. It's only 13 minutes if you want to go back and get the rundown on Mr. Fantasy. And I put him on my story, and he replied and goes, "Mr. Fantasy loves you." I replied to Mr. Fantasy and said, "Well, if you love me, you should come on my podcast." And he has replied with a contact for his agent, John. So fingers crossed, Mr. Fantasy will soon appear on this very podcast. That would be the best. I've got so many questions, and he just seems so funny. But the first people in the world to get an interview with Mr. Fantasy was an Australian radio show on Today FM. They're called Jimmy, Nath, and Emma, and I have managed to get them on the podcast this week because I wanted to know what it was like behind the scenes with Mr. Fantasy and how they got that interview. Are one of them really good friends with John? Does one of them have a close personal relationship with Mr. Fantasy? It's time to find out. Guys, unbelievable. How did you even get this interview? Because everyone's been trying and you guys got the first one in the entire world.
Sharon, like anything on this show, we don't do any of the work.
We do the fun stuff.
So our wonderful producing team are like, "Hey, guess what? We got Mr. Fantasy." And we're like, "Holy shit." I just turned the microphones on when he appears.
I will take some credit. I did walk out of the studio and I said to them, "We should get Mr. Fantasy." And I'll be honest, I had zero faith that we could get him. Because he's blowing up on the socials. I actually thought this wouldn't happen. But I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we could live in a world where maybe we could chat to him? Because I hadn't seen an interview. And shout out to our team. They got it done.
Yeah. But even the email, when it came through, they weren't sure whether it was a stitch-up manager
could be a scam,
email or not. It was just from John.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing. I thought his first interview or something would be Jimmy Fallon or whatever. So I was like, okay, one of these guys must be close personal friends with Mr. Fantasy, KJ Upper. But he just randomly chose your show, which is so epic.
I'll be honest, there was a little bit of fear. So we had to do it via, Zoom. And before the link came on, because we knew that we had him, right? But we didn't know that we had him. So it wasn't until right before the screen came on, I was like, is this AI? Is this another dickhead in a wig? Is this one of our producing team? Because they didn't want to tell us that they didn't actually get him. So I still don't know if we actually got him or not. So
no, it's definitely him.
It's so great about the W word. Don't talk about the wig.
Yeah, I got in trouble for mentioning the wig.
Yeah, no, because that's what I was going to say. Because KJ's he was on a big soap here in New Zealand when he was younger. I remember interviewing him as a child and being like, man, that kid's going places. And it's And remember
Follow me,
being,
kid, you'll be a star.
I was like, but also I was like, fuck, he's so hot, eh? Like when he left and they were like, sure, he's 17. I was like, oh my God. And so, but now I feel like I can kind of be like, no, he's hot now, but I definitely didn't think that before. But he's always been very, very cheeky. Did he break character at all? Or was he the entire time, it was the whole Mr. Fantasy?
No, we got the email for his manager saying, like, don't mention. Well, they said TJ.
Yeah, this TJ guy.
Yeah,
some
it was
really
girly
upset.
actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and very anxious.
And part of the reason why, like, I fell in love with him on TikTok was like Nathan and I always say commit to the bit, right? Commit to the bit. And this is someone who is 100% committing to the bit. The song's released and everything. But yeah, no mention of it. But hats off to Nath because he asked about it in a sort of he didn't say you're playing a character. He just asked Mr. Fantasy about his wig.
I think I compared it to Edna Mode / Snape. And I said, was that the kind of vibe you're going for with the wig? And he was like, right, let me stop you right there.
He changed demeanor.
Let me stop you right there. It's not a wig, though, is it? It's not a wig, is it?
There's nothing worse than that moment in an interview either, like where it just goes, you feel like it's about to go south and you're like, shit, now I've got to suck up to them for the rest of the interview to like try and get this coming backwards. But at the end of it, like even when he's saying goodbye to you, he's full Mr. Fantasy.
Nothing. Complete from go to woe. As soon as we connected the Zoom to the moment he hung up, and the messages that we've had on Instagram afterwards, still completely committing.
Yeah, he DMs Nath. They follow each other, not the show page. Nath's personal account.
Yeah,
he follows Nath.
Yeah, we DM each other now, and for so like even in his text messages, I can tell he's still being Mr. Fantasy. Like I can see it in the words that he's using. I was like, he won't even break character digitally. Like, what are you doing?
I know it's just fun for him though, right? Like this is all just fun.
Yeah, because what's your conspiracy on it? Because I've got like so many different thoughts of what potentially could be the reason behind this. Because obviously he doesn't want to come out and just be another actor that's making music. And so now he's got this phenomenon going on. What do you think the end game is? Do you think it's a TV show, a movie, just his musical persona? Where do you think it'll go?
Because he had that. What was the old account he had? Miss
Moo or something like that, wasn't it? Miss
There was
Daisy or
another
something
one.
like that.
Oh, yes.
And he did the same thing. He committed to a.
Well,
he
it was like it
committed
was
to a
him
bit.
dancing. Miss
Did he admit that
account.
was his character? Like, did he say yes as KJ Upper? That was me.
No, he never did.
Never
he,
admitted it.
He's
Maybe
never
this is
admitted.
just, you know how sometimes you do stuff for shits and gigs because it's just you feel like it because he's like a serious actor.
Yeah.
He's got a massive movie on Amazon Prime at the moment with
I
Madeline
feel like
Klein.
you're right though, Sharon. He's putting a lot of work into this,
Yeah, so you think it's groundwork for something bigger?
Well,
like a movie.
Yeah, so my conspiracy theory is that it's a Prime Video TV show because Prime Video is the only streaming service that have posted about it, but also he's got a movie on there at the moment. And then I think it's like a Flight of the Conchords kind of vibe musical thing that's directed by James Franco, and that's where that obsession kind of plays it as well. I've gone really deep, like full beautiful minded this, but that's where I think it's going.
The old TikTok account was called Fifi is Queen, and it was him dancing and sort of getting into music. He wasn't creating music, but it was like behind the scenes during Riverdale and stuff. But he was being more of a quirky character. So he has the runs on the board. But to your point there as well, there's just too much effort that's going into it. It's like I love someone committing to a bit, but there's too much effort just for it to be nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's too much for a movie, right? To your point, I think like this is a bit obscure to like a movie's coming out, but I can see some type of like satirical TV show
series
where he's like actually playing that character, and it's like a behind the life of this British character who's landed in LA trying to make it as a musician.
I love
Because the
that.
song slaps as well.
It does.
Like if he didn't want to put the effort in, the song would be shitty, right? We'd all be like, oh, whatever. But like if you heard it, because I've played it to people in my life that have no idea about Mr. Fantasy and aren't on TikTok, like my straight white male friends, and they're like, "Oh, bro,
Hey, my
this
name is
song-"
Nath.
Yeah, I play for Nath. They're like, "Bro, this song slaps. Who's this? This song's sick." So like the music, it holds up, even if you didn't see any of the social stuff. So I think it is. It's some sort of mockumentary
like
TV show.
It kind of feels like a Russell Brand piss take, like
Yes.
kind of something like that.
maybe.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
didn't
a
even think of that.
real-life Russell Brand piss take. Remember when he's in
Forgetting the Greek?
forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
You know
Yes.
that when he's that I'm out of snow bullshit.
I think he was
bullshit.
just playing himself.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is. It feels like a piss take of that. You know
And
what I mean?
surely, it being in New Zealand, like Flight of the Conchords, I mean, we love it here in Australia, but surely it's like a rite of passage for you. Surely he's had heavily influence from those guys.
Yeah, and I think it, like when I think about it, it feels like one of those like sitting around in a garage party and you're at kick-ons and all of a sudden you have the greatest idea of all time. That's kind of I feel like, and then he's just like really committed to it, be like, this could be a thing. Like maybe it's a full pivot or I don't know where it's going, but I'm very much into it. Also, I don't think I could handle if he now performed any of the songs that he releases as KJ Upper. Like I think it has to as always be Mr. Fantasy.
The best thing you can do,
100%,
even if it is a TV show or whatever, is just never let those lives meet. Like he plays his character, he releases music. It's for a TV show, a mockumentary, whatever. But then, KJ Upper continues to be this phenomenal actor who I think will only kick on now, right? The new movie's coming out. He's past the Riverdale phase. And like that to me would be, he's like 80, 90 years old dying and he never admits to being Mr. Fantasy.
Completely committing to the bit until dead.
Until
he
dead.
dies on this fantasy.
It's like,
we'll only figure it out because his body will decay except for his wig. That's it.
It's such a bad wig, and I love it so much. Oh, thank you
his
so much.
Teeth as well. I thought they were his real teeth.
Yeah, I know. They look like those lolly teeth.
Looks like Austin Powers.
No, he's got great teeth. Yeah, that's the thing. I honestly, for a second there, until I saw the video with his tattoos in it and like seeing like the Māori like tattoos and show, I was like, oh, maybe it's not him and it's someone that does look like him and that is leaning into it. But then as soon as I saw the tattoos, I was like, nah, you got me. That's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
That is 100% confirmation.
Yeah. Also, like, my favorite conspiracy video is this American guy, and he's like, KJ Appa has done this thing. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, you can see his freckles on his face. I'm like, mate, why are you putting out his freckles when he's literally got, like, these massive tumbles on his head? Yeah. Like, go for something
Maori
easier.
traditional tattoos on his arm. But he has these freckles. He has 2 eyes and a nose.
Yeah, these tiny ones.
KJ Appa.
Oh, God. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. I'm going to put a link to your podcast in the show notes for people over here in New Zealand to check you guys out. You're such an amazing show. So I really appreciate you fitting me in. So thank you.
Thank you, Sharon.
Thanks,
We
Sharon.
appreciate it. Love you.
Love you. They are absolute legends. I'm so stoked that we were able to get them on. So thank you so much. And remember, if you do want to hear more about Jimmy, Nathan, Emma, in the show notes you can see a link to their podcast. You can listen to that over here as well. Or if you're in Australia, you'd already know that. Our next topic of the pop culture wrap this week is Arden Cho. Now, that name may mean nothing to you, but she is one of the breakout stars of K-pop Demon Hunters. Arden Cho is an actress who does the voice of Rumi on K-pop Demon Hunters, and you may also remember her. It was like a show on Netflix a couple of years ago called The Partner Track. And it was basically about this woman that was on the partner track to be, a partner in a law firm. And I actually really enjoyed that show. It was really light and easy to watch. But Netflix cancelled it after 1 season. And so Arden Cho actually gave up acting. She thought, okay, obviously I'm not very good at this. This isn't for me. I need to find what my thing is. And so she gave up on acting. But then she got the audition to do the voiceover for Rumi and K-pop Demon Hunters. And she was like, well, I've never done a voiceover before, so I'll give it a go. But she's admitted now in interviews that she was offering them to recast Rumi during the production of K-pop Demon Hunters because she just had such a severe case of imposter syndrome.
I remember after a few sessions, especially if we would have some like tough sessions where I felt like maybe I wasn't giving what we needed or maybe I wasn't doing it well. I remember once like telling my agent, I was like, do you think they think I'm like doing this right? Like, am I okay? Like, did they say anything? I'm like, is everybody happy? And she's like, why? And I was like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't really know how voiceover acting works, but I'm like, we kind of got stuck on a few lines a lot. And then I'm like, I don't know if I'm like doing it right. And I'm like, I love this movie so much. Like, let them know. Like, I won't be offended if they need to like recast me because I can't get it. And then she was like, no. Like, I think everything's fine. I'll call in and check. And then it was funny because she's like, no, everything's fine. She's like, it's art. There's so many pieces. Everything's fine. But I remember being like, oh, okay.
I mean, I think Arden has absolutely nothing to worry about because K-pop Demon Hunters has had almost 300 million streams on Netflix, which means that it's on the track to be like the biggest Netflix show of all time and breaking all sorts of records. So it's been confirmed now they're getting a second season. So I think that, she's doing all right. She can get over that imposter syndrome right now. But the thing is, imposter syndrome, it hits all of us. And it's so intense. Like, I have imposter syndrome every week that I do this podcast, where I think no one's going to listen to this. It's literally going to be my mum and my sisters, maybe a couple of my friends, and that's it. Nobody else is going to listen to it because I'm not good at this. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a radio station I can like push it on all the time. There's no way for me to like make this a successful thing. And I get into my head where I'm like, well, maybe the whole time you've just bluffed your way through, and now that you're doing something by yourself, then you're gonna be exposed, and people are gonna realize that you're actually terrible at your job. That is how my brain works. But it also works in that way with every aspect of my life. Sometimes even just with parenting, I can just sit there and be like, oh my God, I'm such a bad mum. This isn't the sort of mum that I thought I would be. I never thought that I would be like a grumpy mum that was tired in the morning and gets frustrated because her kids won't like do as she's asked, or arguing with my kids. Like, I never thought I would have an argument with my oldest son, and now we started having arguments because he's coming up 8, and I'm just like, what is wrong with me? Like, I shouldn't, like, why? I'm not good at this. And there's so many times that voice in our head can just completely take over, and it's actually yourself pulling you out of those situations, pulling you out of those rooms. And so I think that, and because it's something I'm trying to teach my kids at the moment, is you've got to be as kind to yourself as you would to other people. Because if you're not being kind to yourself in your own brain, why should anyone else be kind to you? And my mum always says this thing, and I've mentioned it on the podcast before. She's like, you wouldn't be doing it if you weren't good enough to be doing it. You wouldn't be there if you didn't deserve to be there. And I think that's something that we can really use on ourselves, and just remember, like, everybody feels that way. There's like very few people that walk into it and like, fuck yeah, I'm the best. It's an annoying voice, but it's up to you to decide whether or not that imposter syndrome is going to completely take over, or if you're going to tell that voice to shut the fuck up. And I advise you to tell the voice to shut the fuck up. Okay? Because you are amazing. The things that you're doing them because you've worked hard to do them. You're doing them because you are good at them. And you need to stop telling yourself that you shouldn't be there, and you need to put more value in your own self-opinion than of other people. And that's easy to say and hard to do. I admit it. I mean, I find it hard to do that for myself, but it's something I'm really forcing myself this year to get out of my comfort zone and back myself. And I encourage you to do the exact same thing. I've said it so many times to you. You are amazing, and never let anyone make you feel any different. Okay? Okay? And that goes for you too, Arden Cho, sitting there telling everybody that you shouldn't have been in K-pop Demon Hunters. You were amazing in K-pop Demon Hunters. God. And I also, about K-pop Demon Hunters, my kids are obsessed with the show. And I had to like research it with my friends and be like, hey, are you letting your kids watch K-pop Demon Hunters? Ones that were like similar age, because I didn't know what it was, if it was going to be too scary. And then all of a sudden I realized the storyline of K-pop Demon Hunters, it doesn't actually matter that much, because all my kids care about are the songs. All of a sudden I'm hearing Golden all the time. All of a sudden I'm hearing, you're my little soda pop. You're all I can think of, everything I dream of. And they're so catchy. Every time I get in the car, my kids get to choose one song each on the way to drop off. One will choose Soda Pop, the other one will choose Your Idol. And I had this fury of wanting to know about the creators of K-pop Demon Hunters. Because did they know that they've basically created another version of Frozen's Let It Go, and their songs are catchy and fantastic, but also they're now haunting me in my sleep. And so I wanted to find out who these directors were. I finally found them, and I found an article of an interview they did with Vulture, and it has, honestly, given me great relief. And I think that anyone, especially if you're a parent, you will be very grateful to know that the creators of K-pop Demon Hunters also experience song fatigue and repetitive songs that they have to hear over and over and over. And the examples that they gave is that their kids are always blasting The Sound of Music, which I love The Sound of Music. Like the soundtrack of that is absolute fire. But knowing that the K-pop Demon Hunters, who have created Soda Pop, which is haunting me, are being haunted by the lonely goat herd, like the lady yoda lady yoda le hee hoo, soon come along, you lemming goat herd. That brings me joy. Also, one of their kids is obsessed with Minecraft, which to me must mean that they are also having to hear la 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 lava, chicken all of the time. Another tick for the karma of the K-pop Demon Hunters creators. Then they've got AC/DC Thunderstruck in there. They're having to watch lots of Bluey episodes. And I don't know why. It just made me so happy. So I hope that this gives you some comfort knowing that whilst you're having to listen to Soda Pop, Your Idol, and Golden 500 trillion million times to the point that it's the soundtrack of your dreams at night, the K-pop Demon Hunters creators are also being tortured by different forms of music. Yes! And to our special mentions for the pop culture wrap is I just got this alert as I sat down and it has thrown me because I thought they were endgame. But country singer Kelsea Ballerini, who also is extremely underrated here in New Zealand, and if you love country, you need to listen to Kelsea Ballerini. She has been dating Chase Stokes from Outer Banks on Netflix for about 3 years. They were so cute. They seemed like they had this really emotionally intelligent relationship. They were so supportive of each other. They always didn't go longer than 3 weeks without seeing each other. It's been confirmed this morning, 2 days after Chase did the most adorable birthday message for Kelsea, that they've broken up. How? Why? And it's one of those things that, again, social media has made us ship these couples that seem to have no problems at all, that seem to be really happy, that seem to have it all figured out, actually don't. And now they're broken up out of nowhere, and my heart is broken. So thoughts and prayers to Kelsea and Chase Stokes, and I hope that you find your way back to each other because you were such a cute couple together. I mean, seeing Chase Stokes like lip syncing and singing along at her concerts with knowing every single lyric, it was adorable. And I'm sad about this. I'm very, very sad about this. Another special mention has to go to Taylor Frankie Paul. You may know her from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She is a reality star that always brings the heat. If you've not watched that show, it's on Disney+. It is hectic. In the first episode of season 1, and we've just finished season 2, but in that first episode, Taylor Frankie Paul exposes other members of having orgies and like swingers parties. She gets arrested on the first episode. There's all sorts of things. There's just baby daddy drama. She's like, her reality TV CV is stacked and she's only done 2 seasons. But she announced last week on Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy that she is going to be the next Bachelorette. And I am here for it. I don't believe that Taylor Frankie Paul is going to find love on The Bachelorette. Absolutely not. But I do think that she is going to bring some incredibly entertaining reality TV, and it's going to be a train wreck, and it's going to be hectic, and it's going to be great, and I am front and center ready to watch it. It's going to be great. And just to add like fuel to the fire, her baby daddy has now come out publicly saying that he wants to do The Bachelor. I was like, oh my God, you guys are literally the most immature couple ever, but you know how to make great drama. And I am so invested and I will be watching. And lastly, in our special mentions this week, Kylie Kelce, who's I just want to be best friends with Kylie Kelce. I feel like she would give you the best and most honest, brutal advice. Like, you know when you go to a friend and you have those friends you know will just tell you what you want to hear, but when you need that friend that's going to be really straight with you, that would be your Kylie Kelce if she was your friend. You would go to Kylie and be like, Kylie, what do you think about your boyfriend? And she'll either tell you whether or not he sucks or not, and you know that you're going to get the brutal honesty. But she's got her own podcast, which is actually very, very good. And on it, she talked about why she never talks about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's romance.
I would like to put out that I have made a very conscious effort to not discuss Taylor and Travis on this podcast because news outlets, tabloids, and AI, quite frankly, like to post only the quotes that they grab from whatever I say in reference to them. And here's where I think there is a disconnect. People do not realize that you at home, you have your family, and in your family, you might have a brother-in-law and they might be dating someone. You might have a soon-to-be sister-in-law, but you have a relationship personally with them that no one else is involved in because it's your relationship. And so I don't need to come out here and make statements when I already talked to them. You see what I'm saying? I don't need you to clickbait my shit. I don't need you to take my comments and try and dissect it. I think it goes without being said. I am so incredibly happy for them. We are so excited that they are taking this next step. The girls are so excited to get another aunt. I am so truly happy for them. And I feel so grateful that we get to welcome Taylor into our family in a more official capacity. But it's our private relationship. So that's my brother-in-law, Travis, and my soon-to-be sister-in-law, Taylor. And so I don't need to talk about them all the time. Our relationship is private between us. And so it's okay that time made it so that we didn't congratulate them in the last episode. And also that I don't always have to comment on what they're doing in their lives.
I mean, I love that for her, but also I just really want as much behind the scenes of Taylor and Travis's relationship. I mean, even Travis Kelce did an interview this morning and he's talking about their engagement, and yes, he's giving us his feelings, but he's not giving us all the tea. He's leaving it for Taylor to give us the tea, which I get it, chivalry and everything, but I just want to know what happened. Why did they not film it so that we can just see everything? We're nosy, we're Swifties. We want to say that we respect their privacy, but we also want to see a live stream of the wedding. Come on, people. We better wrap things up here today because there's so much going on in pop culture world, and I need to get myself emotionally prepared. Because in 2 days' time, it's the final episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty. And I am nervous. I've heard rumors that Belly's dad's going to die. I've heard rumors that Conrad is going to die. I've heard rumors that it's going to be 3 to 4 hours long. But then I've heard rumors there's going to actually be 3 more episodes. I don't know how they're going to tie it all up in one episode. I don't know how many Taylor Swift songs that they can fit into one episode. But we will be doing a after-match podcast of the finale of The Summer I Turned Pretty on Thursday. So make sure you join me and send me your thoughts after you watch it on our Instagram as well. I would love to include you in the podcast because there is a lot to discuss, and we will catch you on Thursday. Thank you so much for listening or watching, and thank you so much if you're one of the really lovely people that wrote really nice reviews on Apple. I saw them the other day and they made my week, so thank you very, very much. And thank you to our sponsor, Moody. Moody, I am obsessed with you. Straight away, I was drawn to Moody because it's aesthetically pleasing, but their pre and probiotics are actually very, very, very good. They get really into your gut. They talk really well with your gut brain. Because you know how like when you feel your anxiety and like it's in your tummy, it really helps with all that sort of stuff. My bloating since I started using Moody every day is crazy. Like I used to, especially like within my cycle, I would have 2 days a month where I could only wear activewear. I didn't fit any of my clothes because my stomach was so bloated. I'm not having those days anymore ever since I've been taking Moody, and I've been taking it for about a year now. And I cannot tell you how awesome it is to have a sponsor that is somebody that I genuinely like, use, and rate the products out of. So I'm not lying to you. I mean every word of it. And if you want to get into your gut health and invest in it, check out Moody and thank me later. Catch you on Thursday. Bye.